Did you ever respond to any deaths?
Yes.
Asylum 49, this is the imprint of a body. There was demonic entities here.
I have 3 scratches on my arm.
So we came back.
Whoever or whatever you are, come to me now.
What is that?
Something mean was also here at the time of your death.
What? What?
Oh my God. Ah!
There are things in this world that we will never fully understand. We want answers. We have worked years to build our credibility, our reputation, working alongside the most renowned professionals in the field, capturing groundbreaking proof of the paranormal.
It's working!
Whoa. I can't give you an explanation.
This is our evidence, our ghost adventures.
Back in 2011, we investigated a section of the Tooele Hospital located just outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. The section that we investigated was called Asylum 49, a haunted Halloween attraction. We never knew that behind these locked doors that we were not permitted to enter was a larger section, 178,000 square feet of a nursing home that was still in operation. Well, guess what? This nursing home, it shut down a couple months ago. So we came back because we're now allowed to investigate what's beyond these doors. And when we were here last, we met with some terrified nurses who told us that they would see a dark figure in the spirit of a little girl at 3 a.m., seen entering into patients' rooms, closing the door. They opened the door to find the patient deceased. And the chilling part is that they told us that these types of deaths would always occur in groups of 3s.
Usually the patients all pass away in groups of 3s, and that's been always the way it's been here.
We're here now to find out if there really is an entity that was murdering the living.
The owners of Asylum 49 recently purchased this abandoned nursing home with plans of expanding their haunted attraction. A move which risks adversely affecting the highly charged residual energy born from its time as the old Tooele Hospital. And we've been called back to extend our original investigation footprint into this massive area, which is fused together by a foreboding corridor called the Green Mile, an oppressive space which seems to be a conduit for the dark entities who are said to have tormented the elderly. And we want to know if those forces are still here, and if they pose a threat to the livelihood of anyone who dares to enter this space.
Kim, it's good to see you again.
Glad to have you guys back, man.
It's been 7 years, 6 years.
Long time.
Really?
Whatever happened to that nurse?
She's actually no longer with the company.
What do you mean, she was fired?
I think so. Rumor had it was participation in the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so.
Kim, let me ask you a question, because when we interviewed her, there was some really strong statements that she was saying. Like there was demonic entities here that were influencing the deaths of some of these patients.
We were standing by the nurse's station. We had the man in black come and walk across the hall. When we got to the door that we saw him go into, when we got in there, the individual had passed away.
Thanks for coming down here.
You're welcome.
So, is it true that you got fired after our show aired?
Yes, I did get in a lot of trouble and reprimanded. And then they let me go after 12 years of service of being here. Only job I've ever been fired from, so.
What caused you to ultimately get fired?
I think it was just because I told the truth. We have a man in black.
Okay.
And he's the scary one. Every time we start hearing about the little kids, we know there's going to be a death.
Do you still stand by that testimony?
Absolutely. Everything I ever said was the absolute truth. I come from it from a different stance because I'm a nurse. I happened to be here when a lot of people did cross over. And I think that we would be totally crazy to say that there's not spirits that are lingering still here. But everything that I said in 2011 was absolutely true.
I believe you. I feel it. You're telling the truth. And the truth is that where these elderly patients were staying, they were in harm's way. They were in danger. Do you believe that this entity had something to do with the deaths and the cause of deaths?
Absolutely.
What's wrong?
I spent a lot of my life here. I spent 12 years taking care of people. And it's just hard to come back because I get the evil feeling here. I don't want to be here. I hope that you know that I believe with all my heart in spirits. I believe that there's good ones that are just confused and they're just trapped and don't know what to do. But I also believe that there's evil too. And I really do feel it here.
Dakota, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Next, we speak with another former nurse who, like Marie, offers us insight into the hauntings here.
Did you ever, when you were working here, respond to any deaths?
Yes. In the middle of the night, they gave me a call and said, "We need you to come in and look over this certain area so that we can address the body."
And about what time was that?
It was close to 3 a.m.
See?
I heard that people die in threes here. That's what the nurses told us today.
Most of the time he comes out that we know of, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why I hate that time. None of us will be alone at 3.
3 a.m. That is not a coincidence.
No.
3 a.m. is the occult belief known as the Devil's Hour. It is the time exactly 12 hours after Christ was crucified on the cross, when it is said that demonic activity is at its strongest.
It's really creepy to think that this was such a lively place with people living here and everything. And now it's just so dark. There's a room down here that was really scary. We really tried to not put anybody down here.
Why?
Very often because of the feeling that you would get in there.
In the dementia unit, at the end of the hall, there was a few rooms with residents in them, and that's where I would feel that presence there during the night. I was really concerned for the residents there.
This is a security camera here, Zach. This is one of the claims. So when we came in here, we started to review some of the cameras and noticed that this camera was black. We came to change it, and we found out that the lens had a little dot on it.
Who put the black tape around it?
We were told it was the maintenance man. Come to find out later, they had put that little black circle on the camera because the nurses would sit at the nurses' station at nighttime when no one was around and see spirits walk up and down this hallway.
No way.
Do you believe that there are evil spirits in this building?
Yeah, there are.
Where and how would you see them?
It was quite often they would put me on the 12-hour night shift, so 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. And sitting in the nurse's station, you get to look at the cameras throughout the building.
Are you getting ready to tell me that you would actually see these figures on that camera?
Yes.
Have you come into contact with them?
Yeah, I've received scratches from them. It was right after my shift in the Green Mile. There's a kitchen area for the staff back there. So I went in, and I just felt burning on my arm. And I looked at my arm, and I had 3 scratches on my arm. So after that, I left, and I didn't go down there anymore.
Dakota's attack shows the Green Mile is a focal point for this entity's wrath. And this is further confirmed by a member of the Asylum 49 staff who encountered it along this corridor of darkness.
We were walking up the hall in a group, and as we were walking, I felt somebody behind us. I turned to look because I was thinking somebody in our group was there, and it was a large black figure walking behind us.
What did it do when you looked at it?
It climbed up to the ceiling.
Do you believe that there was a demonic entity that was dangerous for the people that were living here?
Yes.
One of us should stay the night in one of these rooms.
Claims of a malevolent apparition once ending the lives of elderly patients inside this abandoned nursing home, which exists in the same building as the Asylum 49 haunted attraction. Its owner takes us to a room which holds something that may be responsible for fueling the high levels of residual energy here.
I've roped it off so that no one sits on it.
What?
The feet, the back. That was the head.
So wait a minute. This is the imprint of a body?
Of a body.
A dead body?
Yeah.
What is the white stuff?
It's a powder. When the body had passed and they couldn't come get it right away.
And that must have been like the last thing that was on that bed, obviously. Wow.
In this moment, as we bear witness to the exact spot where a living, breathing human being once was, it's as if we just awoke something when one of our crew members witnesses something that frightens him.
You all right, Mike?
I think so.
See, this is when I grab the camera and roll on this. Because this guy, he's only had one experience I've ever seen that was a silent movie theater, but for the other years, I've never seen him have an experience.
Yeah, that was...
What happened?
That was really weird. I was standing right here and I felt just like behind my head. And then I look and there was like a long shadow that just went.
Yeah.
And it just disappeared like that.
Yeah. See? Paranormal experiences don't always happen to just us in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Our crew behind the camera also can have experiences that will shake you to your innermost core.
In order to ascertain if this sudden burst of energy was a manifestation of the spirit who is said to have harmed the elderly patients here, we move back to the Green Mile to see if it was documented on the nursing home's security camera.
I'll never forget coming here and being greeted by these groups of nurses.
What was that? Better hurry.
Did you hear a woman or a girl laughing?
Yes, definitely from back here.
What was that? Whoa! That was like loud. I just heard that.
They're calling for you.
What did you hear?
She sounded like she was talking and then laughed.
Yeah, like there was almost 2 girls.
Nurses.
Whoa! Whoa!
We believe we just documented the presence of the young girl, who is said to be a harbinger of death in the once functioning nursing home. It sounds as if she's aware of our return, and this communication could ultimately be a warning directed at us. As we regroup to discuss this flurry of activity we just experienced, Billy proposes a dangerous investigation method to help lure the attention of this dark entity.
Well, after hearing the stories of this dark figure going into rooms, locking the door, and these people being deceased like around 3 a.m., I got thinking maybe one of us should stay the night in one of these rooms.
While everybody may think that this is just some kind of a stunt or a dare, you are doing something very serious.
I'm collecting data also of potential things that could happen to me. We got a hold of an EKG machine. It has like 9 electrodes that I'm gonna hook up to me that's gonna be recording all of my heart information while I sleep.
I want to make sure that you sleep in the room that you just showed us where they found the dead body.
I'm not sleeping in that bed, but
you're gonna sleep in the bed right next to it. And I would like you to make sure that you lock him in here, you secure the perimeter. Billy, this may be the most dangerous thing that you've ever done.
Good luck.
right now I'm completely alone inside the Tooele Hospital. I've already got my electrodes all taped on me, ready to hook up. So the idea of this experiment is for me to be hooked up to the EKG machine. The EKG machine is in the cabinet next to me with a recorder recording all of the data. This is strictly an experiment to see what happens to me if I can fall asleep at 3 a.m. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is the most insane thing I've ever done.
Seriously? Right now I feel a really strange sensation on the top of my head. It's tingling like crazy, swirling around and around in my head. And I don't quite understand what that is. Like something's trying to touch me or something.
Could this static energy that Billy is feeling on his face and head be the dark entity using its energy to disrupt his electrical system? When we look at Billy's EKG reading at this exact moment, he does in fact have an abnormality in his heart rhythm.
I dozed off for, I don't know, a few minutes, and I heard shuffling over here next to me. Oh my God. This door was open. It was this door right here. This door was open because I filmed it when I walked by. All these doors were open. I was sound asleep, and a door slammed. I can't sleep here no more. I'm done. That's it.
My vision on...
I heard
footsteps.
Yeah. I just saw someone standing there.
Back in 2011, we were here, we investigated the Asylum 49 that is a part of this building, totaling how much square footage for just Asylum 49?
Here, 38,000 square feet.
38,000 square feet. At that time, just a double door separated Asylum 49 from this nursing home that was a former hospital that shut down just a couple months ago. We were not allowed to investigate this part. That's why I titled this episode Asylum 49 Reawakenings, and that's just what we are here to do. So with that said, will you do an official lockdown?
Hell yeah.
When you shut those doors, we cannot get out without a little key fob or a little code to type in on the little panel.
Right.
We don't have that code.
No.
I don't want that code. I want this to be a true lockdown.
Nice.
All right, let's do this, guys. We're locked in.
Jay is already inside setting up our nerve center, which will monitor X cameras throughout this over 200,000 square foot building. Just before we start investigating, we have a problem with one of the X cameras. And as Aaron runs over to fix it, this happens.
Hey, Zach, I'm in the hallway right now. Look at the camera. I swear to God, I just heard people wrestling in this. It sounds like the bathroom, dude. Like someone getting thrown against the wall. Dude, something flew against the wall, and when I looked in there, something grabbed my ear, and I just had to like, oh.
Aaron immediately rushes back to nerve center in a state of panic.
I'm going back to check that security camera. Immediately, I hear like two people like scuffling around like a fight, and it's in that bathroom. I go and I open the door, and it's just you can hear the water, and no one's in there. Something grabs my ear, dude.
Yeah, I can see something.
Oh my God, dude, it's like something grabbed it. I drop, right? I go and hit the wall, and then when I come back, because you say I can't hear you, so I go to talk to the camera, and when I run over there, I look over, and there's just this man standing in that room. It's a blue room. Right there by the camera, he's just standing like this, and I had to go back. Dude, I just saw someone standing there.
You know what hallway that is? That's where I stayed. And that's the same hallway.
Sure that's the same hallway?
Absolutely.
Is it?
Yes, that's the first one.
I got so lost in there. Okay.
And I think that that's the door that slammed right where you were standing. That's right where you were standing.
Oh my God, if that's the case, whatever room that is, it's just out of control.
It is.
We hope you are ready to be blown away because the room in which Aaron sees this dark figure is coincidentally the same exact room where Billy captured the door slammed shut during his overnight sleep experiment.
Dude, I just saw someone standing there.
Night vision on. If you look down here, this is the Green Mile. This is the hallway that the staff blocked out the night vision camera because of seeing the black shadow figures walking up and down that green carpet. So because of that, we decided to put an X camera there, but we took it off of night vision because right above that is the actual night vision camera from the nursing home that still works. There's also a thermal imaging camera rolling there.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if there's any spirits here that can hear me, at the time of your death, you may have had something wrong with your physical body, something physically wrong with your mind, dementia, Alzheimer's. But now you're free of that diseased body. Now your consciousness is clear. So now this may be of a surprise. That you can think again, so clearly and crisp. We are here, where you released from your body, because we are investigating to see if something scary, something mean, was also here at the time of your death.
Now you look right over here.
What'd you hear?
So here I'm watching the nursing home's camera shooting the Green Mile. I heard
footsteps.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk to us?
You could hear things running around, doors shutting. What is that?
After addressing the souls of the departed elderly at this former nursing home, which is attached to the Asylum 49 haunted attraction in Tooele, Utah, a sound suddenly captures my attention.
I heard footsteps.
Yeah.
It sounded like right there.
This pit patter.
Yeah.
I just heard it again.
I feel terrified. Who's running around in here? I'm completely frozen, guys. Frozen. Do you want to talk to us?
At the exact moment that I'm feeling these cold chills, I have no idea that I'm capturing a disturbing EVP that Billy will discover later during analysis.
No EVPs, right? Until you get to this sentence right here.
Aaron, do you have spirit box?
Yeah.
Okay, do me a favor. I want you to go. I'm gonna watch right now. I want to see if this dark figure appears next to you. Go down to the Green Mile and go all the way down there to the end and do spirit box at the doors. Beyond these doors is where we investigated 2011.
Aaron is justifiably terrified as he makes the long trek to the other side of the building where the nursing staff sees unexplainable dark figures in the area known as the Green Mile.
I don't want to do this. There's something just like his door slightly opened.
Aaron's on the completely other side, over 200,000 square feet. We're watching.
What's your name? Who are you? Come on, man. Are you here taking lives of others when this place is going on? Whoa, whoa. Are you here taking lives of others when this place is going on? Whoa, whoa. When this was a haunt, when this is a... I just heard like Zach was behind me, but it wasn't Zach's voice. I just turned this off because I heard an audible voice of a man right behind me.
I decide to join a very frantic Aaron at the end of the Green Mile.
You just said, I'll get you, and then I heard a girl or something. Look, I'm always... What is that? Oh my God.
I can't see. What happened?
I completely forget that our bright light behind me causes me to be silhouetted from Aaron's perspective. So to him, I look like a solid black figure.
I'm always... What is that?
What's wrong?
You scared me so bad, dude. I literally did a 360 and I twisted my back. You scared me, bro. I just saw this shadow walking down the hall, and I literally twisted and hurt myself, bro.
Sorry, dude.
It's okay. I just saw a shadow through the light and about crap myself. Oh my God. That's how scary this place is. But dude, Zach, seriously, you could hear things running around, doors shutting. Right when you walk in here, I almost feel like this was too much noise.
I'm so glad you guys are with me right now.
Can you try to say hello? Ah! What? Oh my God. What?
As the clock strikes 3 a.m. in Tooele, Utah, we are at the peak of the Devil's Hour, a time when paranormal energy is most likely to pierce through the physical veil. We introduce a new, highly specialized piece of equipment into our arsenal.
This is the Spirit Sweep device, designed by Bill Chappell and myself. This device allows us to allow the spirits to control this device through the environmental antenna right here. This antenna collects all of the environmental data, the static electricity, the electromagnetic fields. So in essence, when we put this little switch on, this OM for ovulus mode, which is controlled by this antenna, when that's manipulated, it causes this device to sweep up, sweep down, in essence giving the spirit the chance to change the frequency to what they want. Let's do this, because I can't wait to use this thing.
Let's go. Let's use this at the room where the nurse that we just interviewed that was fired, Marie,
right,
where she said that the entire staff, they would never like to put patients in that room because of the feeling of it.
Yeah.
It was evil.
We really tried to not put anybody down here because of the feeling that you would get in there.
So let's see if this can open up the microphone for this entity.
Let's do it.
Let's just see who.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
As we make our way over to begin the Spirit Sweep experiment, I am completely unprepared for what is about to happen to me.
I'm so glad you guys are with me right now. For real. Because this was rough.
Ah! What? What? Oh my God. Oh my God.
What? What? What happened?
Some guy just spoke to me.
I hear a man speak directly into my ear. I can only describe it as a mumble-type groan from a very old man.
It's happened before. It's so hard to explain. Do you see the lines going across? What are those?
Lines?
There was 2 tracer lines that just came out of the room that
I just saw it I just caught it on my camera. Zach, I just caught it on my camera right now.
I see bright flashes of streaking light with my own eyes that look like shooting stars, and Billy captures one of these anomalies on his night vision camera.
I saw it with my own eyes. He captured it on there. That eliminates any possibility of it being something else, but I'm a little concerned because I think now that I heard him speak, it sounded like a regular man, though.
We will now begin the experiment.
I'm going to turn on the device right now, and it's going to start scanning the audio frequencies. There's no filters being used right now. And add a filter. And add another equalizer. It's filtering out all the static right now. I'm able to tune out whatever frequency I want. See, right now I'm at 350 hertz. And as we climb up higher and higher, it's only allowing frequencies under 730 hertz. This thing will now sweep based on environmental data collected by the antenna. So we have no control over it.
So spirits, I want you to use your thoughts, and I want your thoughts to allow your vision of your body to manifest your hands, your arms, your legs, your clothing, whatever you like.
You see how quiet it got?
Yeah. Can you try to say hello?
Please help me.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
I'm back home.
I'm back home.
I'm back home.
Wow.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Unbelievably, we hear a man ask us to help him, and then he thanks us before also telling us he is now back home.
Please help me.
Yes.
Thank you for that. Please help me.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
I'm back home.
I'm back home.
I'm back home. He said, like, I'm back home. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. That was the
Whoa.
voice. It was everything.
It was the same voice. It was so relevant.
So relevant.
It was so relevant to what I said, and I greeted to them at the very beginning.
That's right.
At the time of your death, you may have had something wrong with your physical body, but now you're free of that diseased body. Now your consciousness is clear.
After receiving a very uplifting message from a man who we believe recently passed away here, we will now try to collect visual evidence of him or any other spirits who are still here.
We are going to try to get a visual of the spirits that we just spoke to. Whoever or whatever you are, come to me now.
While investigating a room inside the abandoned nursing home in Tooele, Utah, we received significant EVP communication from a spirit who we decide to pursue further.
What we're going to do right now is I have the structured light sensor camera in my left hand. In my right hand, I have a thermal imaging camera. So I am going to go dual cameras, same direction, same time, and we are going to try to get a visual of the spirits that we just spoke to. It was absolutely incredible. Billy, while we go there, review that digital recorder. I was rolling at the time that I felt something pass through me.
That was over
By the nurse's station.
Yeah.
Review that. Jane, watch Aaron and I. Look at that. Turns into 2. Now it just turned into 1, turned green. See that?
I did see that.
Now it's solid green. Look at now it just turned into 2.
Oh, yeah.
Now it appears to be 2 anomalies. The thing on the left has changed shape. Wait. What is that?
What Aaron and I initially believed to be something unexplained turns out to be nothing paranormal at all.
What is it?
Put your lid on. Oh, whoa. Okay,
What?
that's you. Move. All right, so what we were seeing is this metal plate on the bottom of the door. It was a reflection of Aaron's legs. That is debunked. Can you show yourself for us? Can you appear in this hallway and walk towards my voice? I know there's human spirits here, and I also know there's something dark and evil. So whoever or whatever you are, come to me now. I want you to show yourself.
All of a sudden, we get a call to return to Nerve Center immediately because Billy has discovered an unexplained voice on one of my recordings.
You were rolling on the digital recorder. I listened to the entire file. It's crystal clear, clean, just questions.
Is there a number affiliated with the monster?
No EVPs, right? Until you get to this sentence right here.
Do you want to talk to us?
Whoa. Listen to it again.
Do you want to talk to us?
That's what I heard in the room, dude. It's the same thing. I heard him speak. It sounded like a regular man, though.
We returned to Asylum 49 to investigate a massive area that was originally off limits to us years ago. And while we had our target set on a dark soul-stealing demon, we feel as though we didn't make contact with anything evil inside of this building. However, we did collect evidence telling us that there are human spirits still here, and they're searching for closure so they can finally move on. So while we didn't capture as much proof as we had hoped for, this single piece of audio is nearly as gratifying as coming face to face with a demon.
Yes. Thank you for that.
I'm back home.
I'm back home.
I'm back home.